Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Blitzky. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think of my videos. Today we're gonna do a what's in my vanity slash declutter video. I've needed to organize and get rid of and throw out a lot of things for a while now, and I just haven't done it. I really like these videos on YouTube, and I like seeing what people used up and what they just have to throw away because it expired, things that they just don't like, so they're gonna give away. Like, I think that's kind of interesting to me as a consumer to see what I think I might use and what I won't. I think we're gonna start with skincare products, so like foundations and primers, concealers, all of that kind of stuff. I have a lot of it. A lot of it I might give away because there's definitely some that I haven't used or have opened and used it a few times that I just don't need. And then there's a lot of stuff I'll probably just throw away that's like I'm having to scrape it clean and I just keep holding on to it because I like it or whatever it may be. So yeah, you guys are gonna come along with me on this. I'll be showing you the product, probably give you a brief little summary of what I thought about the product. I imagine this is going to be 2 or 3 parts because I have a lot of makeup, and like I said, today we're gonna start with the skincare and stuff, and I have enough of just that it might be its own video, so we'll see. I definitely will be doing eyeshadow palettes and eyeliners and mascaras all together as one, and then whatever little mismatched things together, and then also lipsticks because I have a lot of lip products and I don't like lipstick. I don't like to wear lip products, and I have way too many for someone who doesn't like them. Let's get started. First, I think we're going to start with primers. I only really have a few. I don't use that many. I don't think any of the ones that I have are particularly right for my skin. Most of them are silicone based or oil based, and I tend to break out a lot. Literally, I can tell the day after I use these ones sometimes, especially if I leave it on for too long. I mostly need to just give these ones away, or there might be some I throw away here because I just, like I said, I don't really use them. This one is actually the one I used in my first video, the Maybelline Master Prime. I like this primer. I like the effect it gives, but the issue is that it's just that like oily silicone consistency. It tends to break me out and it feels really clogged. And then not only that, I have noticed that on my nose and around my mouth where I get crinkles and where I sweat and that kind of stuff more often, it literally will just like, it breaks apart my makeup and just completely gets like just oily. Basically, it just feels like the foundation just all rubs off no matter what I use. So I don't like that. That one I'm gonna probably just give to somebody or throw it away. The another one I have is this hydrating elf primer that actually might get thrown away because it's almost empty. I did use this one a lot, especially at the beginning of this last winter. I want to say it kind of has, let me test it. Yeah, this one was definitely one of the more oily ones, and it was decent for winter. It wasn't quite as oily and residual as this one was, but it definitely was really hydrating. That's what it's for. I don't need it now, but I'm sure it's also probably about 6 months, yes, that is expired, so that can go in the trash. The last actual primer is this Ulta Beauty Mattifying Face Primer, oil-free, paraben-free, controls shine and blurs pores. I used this one a few times. I got this in a gift bag a couple months ago when I ordered some stuff from Ulta. I like what I've used so far. It doesn't have any really ingredients on it. It says that it's oil-free. This one I haven't used that much. I want to keep it because I do need to try it out, and now it'll be the only primer I have, but I really don't know if I'll end up liking this one because I feel like I remember it kind of feeling a little bit more oily, and I think that I just need one that's water-based. I think that'd work better for my skin. Next we have Neutrogena Healthy Skin Primer. It is not a primer. I mean, I guess it could be. It's just a low SPF, and it's a low tinted SPF. It says with sunscreen, but literally the only ingredient is, let me check, but I'm pretty sure the only ingredient is like the SPF 15. There is ingredients, but it says like they're all inactive except for the SPF. And then on top of that, I mean, they all just seem like very basic, like SPF face lotion type things. It's tinted. It is a little bit, I mean, it's not super heavily, but it is a little bit tinted. It does make your skin soft and glowy, I guess, but I don't think I would call this a primer. I think that this one is it's like very, very watery to the point to where it just completely soaks in. You don't really feel it, which is nice for what it is. I mean, it only has like the SPF 15, so that's not very much. You definitely still need a sunscreen, but it feels nice. I mean, it's not awful. I just don't think it really does anything. I will keep it just because it has the SPF and because it's tinted to help with my sunscreen, kind of offset it a little bit, but I don't think that this necessarily does anything. I would say it's a primer because, like I said, I don't feel like it changes anything about my makeup ever. Next would be, we'll do powders. I love powders. I definitely prefer powders over any kind of cream products, really, just because I feel like they're easier to work with. But I have a ton that I don't use because I literally can never find powders that I like. I really like my powder, especially like setting powders and all of that. I like to be able to use it as like a brightening powder also. So I want it to be a little bit lighter than my skin tone. And they're all either like just too dark or way too orange. And I never find them in my exact skin tone either. The only one that I have is actually almost out. I'm gonna have to finish it and buy more is my Maybelline Fit Me. I have the 05 Fair, and this is almost exactly my skin tone, but a little bit lighter. I love this one. It's almost gone, but the rest of these are all pretty orange, and I'm gonna have to find someone to give them to because most of these have only been used 2 or 3 times. So we will start with this is Neutrogena. I have a lot of Neutrogena, I guess. Mineral Shears Loose Powder Foundation. When I wore it, I liked it. I like the consistency and I like the feeling of it and the way it looked. It just doesn't match. It's way too orange for me. Yeah, that's very, very orangey. And I'm not that color at all, ever. At any point in the year am I ever that dark. I don't tan, I just turn red. So we're not gonna do that. And then this one is LA Colors Loose Powder in Light. I think that this one is, yeah, I think this one's even darker. This one is just a cheap one that I bought, and it wasn't bad or anything. I think it's a powder. I think a loose setting powder, unless you're looking for something very specific like shine or glitter or a very specific shade, I think it doesn't matter too much between buying a drugstore and a high end, obviously, because all of mine are drugstore. But it was kind of just like, well, I can't find anywhere else. Let's try this, like the lightest shade in this brand, and it was still not light enough for me. So that's how it usually goes for me, though. Even with foundation, you'll see in a minute, I cannot find a foundation that I truly love. But let's get back to powder. This one is pretty much empty. I really liked this one too. This is the L'Oreal Paris True Match Super Blendable Powder. This one is in warm, but it wasn't that dark. I wouldn't have called it a warm necessarily, I guess, but you can see that it is very empty. I've had this one for probably a year now, and I really liked it. But again, especially in like the winter and then now in spring, coming in from winter, and then the whole year just being inside. I'm too light, I'm too pale. It's in the winter time, especially, like I don't leave my house at all anyways, and I'm so covered up. And like in the summer, I'm not out doing a lot by any means, but I can tell that sometimes I have to buy a slightly darker shade of powder or a foundation that's a little bit darker. And most of these wouldn't even work for me in the summertime. So all of those ones we're gonna get rid of, and then we'll go to foundations. Okay, we are gonna do foundations. I forgot the most important powder. This is Ben Nye Luxury Powder in Banana. You can see it's fairly used. When I first really got into makeup, where I was starting to, I got my first job kind of or whatever, and I was starting to buy makeup, I bought like a mystery mix match box on eBay, and this was in there, and this was in 2017. So yeah, that's been a few years. So things like this are hard because I'm like a pack rat, and so it's like I've had it for this long, then I should just keep it. But at the same time, I don't need this. I never had a need for a banana powder. I just looked yellow for a year and a half because I thought like, oh, I have to use this because it's some brand name thing. So this one's probably just gonna go in the trash, as much as I hate to do that because I've had it for such a long time. But it's 4 years old. I can't, so let's get into foundations. Some of these don't have lids because I'm just like that. I try to throw them away after, a couple weeks of not finding a lid or whatever, but that doesn't always happen. Especially if it's a favorite, then usually I just steal. But we're gonna start with this one I used in my first video. This is the Burt's Bees Goodness Glows. I love this foundation. It's super, super, super light, so it's not gonna cover a ton of blemishes or, texture, but it's good for like a very light, just out and about in the summer, glowy makeup. And also, even mixed with a slightly thicker foundation, it works super well to make it, glowier, and then you also get like the coverage of the foundation as long as it's something that works with it. I've tried a few of different foundations with it and liked it, but it all depends on from brand to brand to foundation type to foundation type. So there's a chance that it couldn't mix well with something, but I would say that this is definitely worth it because it's so good either on its own or dropped into something else. After that, we're going to go in with the other one that I used in my first video, which is also going to be a keep, but I'm actually about to be shopping for some new stuff because it's time. I need new makeup. A lot of my stuff is getting old or just used up completely. Like both of these are the main ones that I use, so both of these are very empty and they're both going to need to be thrown away soon. I would just like to finish them. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte in shade 100 True Alabaster. I love it when they call me a fish because of how pale I am. That's marketing. So this one will be trash very soon, but I am keeping it for now to finish it. Then we're going to go to the Revlon Photo Ready Insta Filter Foundation. This one I thought would be cool because of the push thing on the top, and then I realized how gross it is because you can't change it. So now I just like push the stuff up and then, scoop it off with either my brush or my sponge or whatever I'm using. This is decent foundation. It's not bad or anything. I just hated the packaging after like 4 uses, and then I lost the lid, and now I'm even more disgusted by it, so I don't ever use it. This one is probably gonna get given away, and I'll probably just like take this spongy thing off and try to find the lid and just be like, sorry, it's a good foundation, it's just got a gross tip. So then this one doesn't have a lid. Awesome. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible, different than this one, I guess. Oh, the Pro Matte, and then this one's the total cover. This one has full coverage, and this one is very thick. It's like almost a moussey type texture. I like it. It's not gonna focus, I guess. It's like just fluffy. It's really not bad. I think the only issue is that it's very thick and it's very full coverage. So you do have that. It says it's 24-hour wear. Yeah, up to 24 hours. But I mean, if it's hot and it's summertime, so anytime I have anything super thick like this that I try to wear in the summer, if I go outside and do things and sweat, especially if I'm going to be wearing SPF underneath it and all that, I don't think it would be as good because I feel like it would rub off more easily, and I feel like I had that issue, but I really haven't. Like I said, a lot of these ones I haven't used. I think I'll probably give this away or throw it away if I don't give it away. The last actual foundation that we have is Makeup Revolution London in F4. This is a fast base foundation stick. I know that foundation sticks are kind of iffy for a lot of people, but I actually don't mind this because the color is so close to my own that if I blend it in quick enough, then it actually matches me. So we will keep this one. And with that, move on to concealers. The first one is a one that I got on sale. This is BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Total Coverage Concealer. This is in the shade 102, I guess, and it's not good. Like I said, I got this on sale. So BH Cosmetics, actually, they have some decent things. I've gotten a lot of good stuff from them, but they always, every time I've ever been on their website, have had like a sale clearance section basically, and they have a lot of things like this that are like under like $3, and it's just stuff that I assume they just need to get out. And I bought this because I'm always down to try concealers and skin products. Obviously I have a ton, but I'm always looking for better ones, and I'm always looking for I'm always looking for this like a specific type of consistency, like trying to figure out what I really like, and that one just wasn't good. I just didn't. It was really clumpy. It didn't dry down very well. It was super flaky once it did dry. Like it was just, I didn't like it. And then we move on to actually one of my favorites, which is a L'Oreal Infallible. I love their Infallible line full wear concealer. This one's in 320 porcelain. So I think this is one of the ones that I'm like basically like scraping the edges of it to get it anything out. So this one's gonna go into like my, I guess like project pan or whatever. I see people doing those a lot. I don't think I'm gonna do it that specifically, at least not until I start buying more new makeup. But I do have a few of these things from today that I want to try to finish. I think I'm gonna try to finish this and then toss it. After that, we have the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Antioxidant Concealer. This is the one that I actually kind of use the most often. It's not bad. It's just a little bit dark for me. This is the shade 005, and it's just a little too dark. I think that this was the lightest one that they had, at least in stock, whenever I went and bought this, but I definitely wouldn't say that the quality is awful at all. I like it. It's just it's called Fair, and it's just too dark. And I think that that's something that we have a lot of problems with anyways. It's hard to find face makeup that's either super light or also super dark, and it's frustrating for everybody because there's a lot of these products that would probably be awesome and work for me if they were an actual full line of skin ranges and not just like orange kind of tan, and then that was it over and over and over again. My last concealer, I don't like this one. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Satin Finish. It's just crinkly. I try to use it as like an under eye concealer in this whole area, and it just crinkles really bad. It oxidizes very bad, which I didn't expect from it. Like after it sits for a while, it starts to get darker, and you can kind of just see exactly where it's at. I blend. I blend my concealers out pretty well, I would like to say, and this one just doesn't work as well for me. They had another one that was not hydrating that I tried, and I think I really liked that one. I think for me, it's just that my skin is kind of normal, sometimes oily, and I don't really need anything hydrating, especially if I'm like out doing things and it's warm outside or whatever. So this one I'm probably gonna give away because I really haven't used it a ton, just kind of when it's all I've had. So we're probably just gonna give this one away. Last but not least, I'm just gonna show you the two setting sprays that I do have. They're the exact same. They're both hard candy, and they both are Sheer Envy. This one is the glow setting spray that I actually just bought with 12-hour wear plus hydration, radiant pearls, and coconut oil. So I know that I said I don't usually use anything hydrating, but also the problem with that is that I only really can use like makeup that is matte, and so sometimes I want my skin to look a little bit glowy and I want the shine, and I don't want it to be as powdery, and this really helps with that. And since it's not something that's just sitting on my skin, I don't feel like it affects my skin as much as like a hydrating concealer or a hydrating primer. So these are my two. I'm gonna keep these ones, but I definitely, when I buy a new foundation, we'll be buying new ones of each of these, and this one I'll be giving away since it's mostly full, and this one I'll just trash because it's pretty much empty. I use both of them because I do use them to spray my brushes, and I've been doing like soap brows, so I spray my brush before I do that, but that's really the only thing that I use these for, so we're not going to mess with those. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you for helping me look through some of my face products. I have a whole pile now of ones that I can give away and ones that I can trash, and that's one step closer to an organized vanity. Which is another thing, you guys, let me know in the comments if you would be into like an organization video or series. It could be a couple of different videos, because once I do get some more makeup in the next couple of weeks, and once I do give all of this away and get done with my decluttering and with my vanity, I will be having to go through and reorganize everything and set everything back up. And I'm pretty particular about how I want things set up, even in my drawers. So if that's something you guys would want to watch, definitely let me know, because I will be doing it anyways, regardless. Thank you guys for watching so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for sharing with your friends. I will be doing kind of just a mismatch of videos this next couple of weeks, I think. Like I said, I'll be doing a couple of these decluttering videos for sure. I probably will do a get ready with me and a drama catch up pretty soon. I think I'll probably try to do one weekly little drama catch up type video series where at the end of the week we can just update on things that we've already talked about or important things that happened throughout the week or whatever. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Go follow my Twitter at Blitzky YouTube YT. I think that's it. Subscribe, like, comment, share, get me out there. Thanks. See you guys next time.